as a whole, for example, you have 50% of aluminium production curtailed, and that is more or less driven by high energy cost. In our operations, we have around 130,000 tons out of around the 2.2 million. So it's not large, but we haven't brought it back to market yet because we haven't seen the demand pick up to the extent it should. Unfortunately, our markets are struggling with a lot of Russian material still finding its way into the marketplace at discounted prices due to the fact that a lot of companies have self-sanctions, but have not, and that is impacting the environment as a whole.
Well, I remember speaking to your CEO back in Davos at the beginning of this year about that particular phenomenon. What is your expectations in terms of policymakers actually listening to you and your concerns, the concerns that you have, valid concerns about Russian aluminium still flooding the markets?
Well, time passes and we see a lot of commodities have been sanctioned. Aluminium contributes some percentages of total Russian GDP, so it's not immaterial in a larger context. I think earlier we've heard some concerns about sanctioning this metal due to tight market balances, not enough metal available. That is more or less not the case anymore. So I think the overall picture has changed a bit since last time. The other thing is, as we expected, that the amount of Russian metal on LME has increased significantly. It used to be around 10% of metal inventories were Russian metal. Now it's 80%. So that basically means it's quite challenging buying metal on the LME without getting Russian material. And as a producer and consumer that is self-sanctioning, that is an issue. So we actually sent a letter to the LME this week asking them to reevaluate their earlier decision, because now we're fearing for the relevance of the LME's marketplace.
The pushback from the LME, what have they said to you initially once, because this is a conversation that's been going on for months. I just wonder what their justification was.
Well, I guess earlier there's been concerns around the availability of metal in general. I think that we can say is basically not the case anymore. And the last time this was a broader discussion in an LME context, stocks of Russian metal weren't that high. Now they are. So I think it's time for a new response and evaluation around this situation, given the developments that has happened since last time. So we'll see what the response is this time.
Very clear. In terms of broader supply chain disruptions, how is that picture looking? Do you still see some disruptions in the space, or are things a lot better than the last time we spoke?
Well, if you look at aluminium in Europe, there's less and less material to disrupt there because quite a lot of the industry is curtailed. We've actually seen a couple of smelters go out this quarter, but small volumes. I think the biggest changes in the aluminium space globally is that you're seeing more capacity coming back in China. You may remember there was a drought situation with the smelters in the Yunnan region having to curtail due to energy availability. That has reversed a bit. So at the moment, the markets have actually moved into an oversupply for 2023.